Hi all, good morning. It's Monday the 4th of May and I just wanted to give you a quick update from my side because there's a lot that's been going on in the last few days. So firstly, there's a lot of fake news floating about through WhatsApp groups, through social media about whether real estate has been lifted out of level 2 to level 4. The answer is no, it hasn't been lifted out. And I know there's been images floating around on WhatsApp and social media to that extent. For example, the ENCA one, which was actually an interview around a different topic. It was a misleading headline and probably not very responsible journalism. So my message here is wait for an official announcement before acting on it. I know there's a lot of people currently, or not a lot, but there certainly are some agents in the industry that are operating illegally. Now, I will never advocate operating illegally, and what they need to bear in mind is that it is recorded as a criminal offense and you face prosecution. I understand the desperation of people, I understand that the lack of income, but one just has to decide for yourself whether having a criminal record in place and being prosecuted for it is worth that risk. From a Remax perspective, I will never advocate illegal operations. What are we doing from our side? Well, we will obviously be resubmitting our proposal, redrafting it, and then resubmitting it thereafter. Rebosa will be doing the same thing. What we will attempt to do is to find someone that can represent us, that the government will actually listen to. You know, we've sent in representations, Rebosa has, many of the other real estate agencies have, some of you on this video message probably have as well, but that has fallen, it would seem, on deaf ears or hasn't been understood clearly, and the negative consequences or impact on the economy and the consumer as a whole hasn't yet registered with them. So we're going to be finding someone very shortly that can make that representation on behalf of real estate. As well as doing it from a procedural point of view, i.e. the submission, we're going to attempt to use media as best we can to promote or state our case. And when I say our case, I don't mean necessarily just from the perspective of real estate agents. I'm talking here from the perspective of your clients and the consumer as a whole. Liquidity is what the real problem here is. If you're unable to access capital to keep your family going, or to access capital to be able to put back into your business to keep your 50 or 100 employees, you will then have to close your business and you will naturally have to retrench all the people that are in it. The consequences to the economy are dire, and I'm not sure that the government or the Command Council fully understands the impact that that will have. Should those people all start defaulting on home loans, and bear in mind that if we were allowed to assist them to sell their home, they would be able to downscale to a different type of property and still continue to have some sort of liquidity to be able to survive and run on. But if we are unable to help them, they're going to approach the banks. The more people that approach the banks, the tighter the lending becomes. The tighter the lending becomes, the higher the bank's risk profile gets, which means a further negative self-fulfilling prophecy of lack of lending. Having said that, I know that the Bank Association of South Africa is meeting tomorrow on Tuesday to discuss, amongst other things, this very real threat, and real estate is right near the top of their agenda, and they will also be making representations and submissions to have real estate eased, certainly from an alert level perspective. That leaves us with a legal route. If those other avenues have been followed, of a resubmission, of having someone represent us directly to the Command Council, if the media is unable to bring enough attention to real estate's plight and the dire consequence that will play out on the consumer should we not be lifted to at least a level 4 phase, well, then we may have to follow a legal route. But I will keep you updated as to whether and when that may happen. There are two things that I will need from each and every one of you in a message that I will send you a little later today. Remax has strength in numbers. This industry, if standing together, has strength in numbers as well. The two things that I'm going to share with you later are how you can raise the awareness in the media space through social media, through mainstream media, etc. And we will assist you in terms of getting that communication out. The other thing is that seems to have slipped by the by is some clauses in the Property Practitioners Bill that need to be redressed. In fact, what I'm going to ask you is to write a letter to the DHS, Department of Human Settlements, to grant us an extension for submission of comments and input on that Property Practitioners Bill. But I'll go into detail on that just a little later. It's now time to get off the couch, and it's time to start doing something about this. We can't rely on the people around us. I need all 2,500 RE/MAX agents to assist with those two things. Together we can overcome this. Together we can raise the awareness and really alert people around us to the detrimental effect that there will be not just on the economy but the individuals in the economy should real estate not be allowed to trade. Look out for that message a little bit later, and I will catch up with you soon. Bye.